What we're going to do, Dalgakundo Mabano, Kadawamka, even black with Venkiska, Naga Gidigil, Hello Kadil. Today we're going to learn language through games. In particular, we're going to talk about cards. And so that way you can practice naming the suits, and it's kind of good to do it with your children, but also yourself. You know, you can do your solitaire. So let's name the cards first. So hearts are Suqahsuwakon are the hearts. Dalepses are the clubs. Viksak are the spades. And Deuce are the diamonds. Now sometimes the elders will call it Nisuwikhasit, which means rings, because back then the only ring you got was a diamond ring. Now there's too many different kinds, so they don't necessarily use that anymore, because rings are different now. But back then they would have called it Nisuwikhasit because of diamond. But today they are called Deuce, which are brilliant stones. Now, ace is Nisuwikhasit, and the reason it's called Nisuwikhasit is there's once, it's been marked on once. So you have, and Wikhasit literally means it's been marked, but Nek tells you how many times, so it's been marked once. And that's how you say ace, Nisuwikhasit. Deuce is Nisuwikhasit. And your 3 is Nisuwikhasit. Your 4 is Nisuwikhasit. Your 5 is Nisuwikhasit. And your 6 is Qotinsk-mosqoncossit. But most times, for some reason, I notice when elders are playing cards, naturally, they'll say Nisuwikhasit, 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 Nisuwikhasit. When it gets to the 6th, they'll just say Qotinsk. They'll just do that. So I'm not sure why that is, but you could say Qotinsk-mosqoncossit. But for some reason they go to 5 and they'll just stop, and it's almost as if that's okay. You get it, and then you'll just say Qotinsk for your 6. Owigana for your 7. Agumokjin. Esquinadic. Qotinsk. And but like I said, if you were teaching your children, I would go ahead and say the Wikhasit till they get used to it, and then they'll still understand it after you've practiced a while. And this was interesting, and maybe let's look in the dictionary to see if you can find the word for jack. Yeah, like jack.
In English?
Yep. Yeah. I'd be curious to see, because there's different names for jack.
It says for like a jack or a crane place, but maybe I should look at it.
Because if we did cards, we'll just say galactic. Yeah. Well, let's just start with this. So, according to the elders in Tobit that play cards every week, they call jack Kincemoss. And king is Kincemoss. And that actually talks about a time when first contact, King James was actually the first king that came to visit our people, or that our people were aware of. And even though they've had different kings after that, to them it's still Kincemoss. And And so it'll always be there. Even if Charles becomes a king, he's still going to be called Kincemoss. And so Kincemoss is king, so Jack is the little king, Kincemoss, and queen is Kincemoss.
Kincemoss.
Yeah. So it just means queen. So if you were to say ace of clubs, what you would say is Nisuwikhasit, Lepsis. So see how you're able to build vocabulary? You take the Nisuwikhasit, your ace, and then the suit that it's in, Lepsis. Okay, so Queen of Hearts is Suqahsuwakon. Kincemoss. And dealing the cards, Oganawan. Yeah, just deal the cards. Deal the cards. Gildige means your turn, or Nildige, and stuff. So is it my turn? And so, and of course another word that's used a lot in cards is abikjilo. It means skunk, especially when you're playing cribbage. A big jewel and stuff. So there's lots of cute little names that'll come out that way and stuff. So we're going to go on to bowling terms now, and we'll just go over here, bowling right there, because it's important that you take language outside of the home, outside of the classroom. So no matter what you do with your students or your children or your family, try to incorporate as much language as you can. So this one is Najigabumulane. And that literally means you're taking a ball and you're going to be rolling it. So it kind of distinguishes it from a baseball or a golf ball or a soccer ball, because each of those you do something different to that ball. This one is bowling because it's a ball that you roll. So Najigabumulane. Abeskamaganak. Let's go roll some balls, is what it literally means. And here, the most important thing people want to know when they learn how to bowl is to get a strike. So that's the first word on our list, because everybody wants to get that strike. So how you say strike is Nuqahsuwakon. That means you knock them all down with one roll. Okay? As spare, you didn't get them all down, it took you twice to do it, so you have to acknowledge Nizugas. Niz meaning two and gas meaning times. Yahwa. Nuqahsuwakon. It took me twice to knock them all down. Okay? Gutter ball, and when we did that was really fun to do with the class, because when they asked their elders how to say gutter, and we'll look for it in the dictionary after, and they said we didn't have bowling back then, and I said, but we still have a way of coming up with a word for gutter, So this is the word for gutter, Ahadwalabuk, and it literally means there's a gutter on each end of the bowling thing. So Ahadwalabuk. So we may not have had a word for it that was original, but the idea is original, because we did have gutters, but they just weren't put in the bowling. So now elders will recognize it if you tell them that are speakers. Pins are made out of wood, so they're called agazir. And Najigabumulud is the bowling ball itself. And another way that's why numbers are important to learn. Benektuhud literally means how many did you knock down, okay? And so you count, because when you're keeping score, you have to say how many are down. Some people want to know how many are still standing, okay? So they'll say gaswhoop, Bianioctit, how many are still standing or how many are left standing. And of course you have to learn phrases like Jigwaha, and they get those strikes, or even get it to stay out of the gutter. You could still say Jigwaha, means you're great. And some people really want to show off, and when you recognize it, you say Giftiana. You hear that a lot and stuff, like amazing, you know. And of course, the ones who never get it down the middle, never knock anything around it. You have to show some pity. So you say, big gal, and stuff. So that's, you'll hear that a lot in all games that we play. Then you get those ones who are experts, and they're going to tell you how to bowl. They'll tell you, Managa Jigabumulan. Managa Jigabumulan means roll it slow. You know, and sometimes you'll see people that will run right up really fast, and they'll put the ball, and they'll aim, and they'll just tip the tip. And you'll see it go really slow down the middle. Then you get those ones, Gaga Wigabumulan. Gaga Wigabumulan means roll it fast. You know, roll it fast, and you'll go slow. Then those ones, just take it easy. Sanka Wigabumulan. Sanka Wigabumulan. Roll it steady. Ebas Sigabumulan. Ebas Sigabumulan means roll it in the middle. You know, and stuff, because they are, you know, they have these little arrows, and they say, and then you pitch your groove after when you know whether you have a curve or not, but you try to do it in the middle first. So those are some of the things that you'll hear at the bowling alley, you know, and stuff. So, and always encouragement, and very important. So let me just go to, here it is, yeah. To get a best come up in the season. A best come up in the season? Yeah, that means there are smaller balls than the bowling balls that we do, right? Okay, and this one is, there's two ways of describing it, and this was with elder content, is how do you describe the pool balls? So, you know there's numbers on them, so you can take that number. So best, Wizaweo, Nektuwajussit, meaning it's colored once. You know, so it's a solid color stuff. So these are the solids. Nisuwikhasit, meaning to the blue one or to the solid one, which is Nektuwajussit. So that Nektuwajussit literally means it's a solid color. Nisuwikhasit. Nektuwajussit. And you don't have to use both, but you'll just use either or, but I wanted you to know how to say both of them. Your number 4 ball is your Nel. Zatuwajussit. And that's purple because it's the color of blueberry. Or Nektuwajussit. Qotinsk-mosqoncossit, which is pumpkin color, or Nisuwikhasit. Qotinsk-mosqoncossit, or Nisuwikhasit. 7 ball is Kincemoss, and that literally means it's a darker red, so it's maroon, or Nisuwikhasit. Mugazawajussit, or Nisuwikhasit, meaning it's the 8 ball beside the black or solid. So this is how you say the striped ones, which begins at number 9. Esquinade, Wizawajussit, or Nisuwikhasit. So see how the Nisuwikhasit and the Nisuwikhasit. So you know there's 2 colors on the ball, and that's how the stripe is described. Qotinsk-mosqoncossit, or Nisuwikhasit, which is the blue one. Qotinsk-mosqoncossit, or Nisuwikhasit. And of course, that's the maroon color. Zatuwajussit, Nisuwikhasit. And your 13 ball, Qotinsk-mosqoncossit, Nisuwikhasit. Your 14 ball, Qotinsk-mosqoncossit, Nisuwikhasit. Nanako, Kincemoss, or Nisuwikhasit. Okay, and here's are just some of the things that you're able to say at the pool hall, like the cue stick. It's called Pitokahk, and that literally means it's a long stick. Okay, and there's also a shorter one in case you have a pool table that's in a short a room that doesn't give you enough elbow room to shoot. So they have the short stick. It's called Jokei, Abus. So, and then of course, if you're going to aim for the corner pocket, you would say Gigajil, meaning I'm going to aim it at the corner pocket. If you're going to go to the side pocket, Sinokjil, meaning the side pocket. Or the other way of saying the side pocket is the middle pocket, because you know there's three on the side. So you could say Ebasil, Lissanaganak, that's the middle pocket or the side pocket. And of course the chop is Agyal is the chop. And the rack is Mawibuna Digan. And Mawi means to gather, yeah? And then what you put all the balls in that, so you put them all into the rack. A bridge is Suqahsuwakon, because it's that little stick that helps you lift it up so that you can put it. So Suqahsuwakon literally means being able to cross over. And to break them up, Suqahsuwakon means you break them up and you spread them all across the table. And of course the other one is, this is for real experts, big shots. Okay? You can say Zunojitahan. And that's when you can actually use this bank and then to hit the ball and stuff. So you can actually do that. So but these are just some of the ways you can take language when you go out for entertainment and be able to use it. Matter of fact, one of the pool halls in Fredericton used to have these posters that do this and stuff. So I'm not sure they still have them. But be a good idea for us to make them for them, right? Okay.